Hey everybody, today we're going to be hacking our iPhone selfie cam photos and making them 3D. Let's get started. Hey everyone, it's Hemstad. We're going to be taking an iPhone selfie image from portrait mode and turning it into a 3D anaglyph, as well as a split image 3D like you would see on a VR headset. Alright, so first thing you need is an iPhone with a selfie cam that also has the face unlock features, because otherwise it won't actually do the facial mapping data. Also, you'll want to use your actual selfie cam rather than the back camera, because the back camera will do depth. I only have an iPhone XR, so it only has the single cam, but I think on the multicam it probably will do a better depth pass. But for mine, it just works way better with the selfie cam. You get better depth out of it. So you want to be in portrait mode for starters. You want to take the F number in portrait mode and crank it all the way to F16, which will get rid of all that out of focus blur. All right, then you take a picture and then you can airdrop it or email it to yourself so you basically just need to get it to your computer. When you're doing that, just make sure that you don't recompress it or export it into another program or edit it on your phone. Sometimes editing removes some of the metadata from the image, and you want to keep that. So just actual size it on the email. Don't text it to yourself. That's going to definitely recompress it. Just airdrop it or email. All right, so once that's on your computer, you're going to need to install a program on your terminal called Homebrew. And it's a packet manager for installing programs directly in terminal. There's a lot of super useful programs on there, but the one we want today is called Exiftool or Exiftool or EXIF. So it's a way to get the metadata, also known as EXIF data, from images and that sort of stuff. I already have Homebrew installed, but if you want to install it yourself, you simply just go to the Homebrew website. At the top of the Homebrew website, you'll see the command for installing Homebrew. And you just copy and paste that into your terminal command line. It'll install Homebrew. It'll take probably a few minutes. And then once that's done, you can use the command brew space install and then the name of the program you want to install. And then you just hit enter and it will download that and install it. For a list of those programs that you can install, they have the Homebrew formulae, which is a huge list of all the different Homebrew programs and a brief description of them. You can click into them and get more details about what they do. The one we want today is the EXIF tool. So we're gonna go over to terminal and install that. Since I have Homebrew already installed, I'm gonna go type brew install EXIF TOOL and hit enter, and that should install Exiftool. Once that's finished installing, you're ready to go. To use Exiftool, always start your command with the program you want to run. That, in this case, is the name of the program, which is Exiftool. So type Exiftool space -B space -MPI, capitalize MAGE, so MPI image 3. This isn't our depth layer. This is going to get us the matte generated by the iPhone, and that's going to be super useful. What we then do is we get that our file path. So we want our input file, so we're going to drag and drop that, space, greater than symbol, space, and then the output. If you don't put an output file path and just a file name, it's going to output to the root volume of your user. But you typically want to put a file path just so you know where you're putting it. So I just go ahead and drag and drop the same file in there. And since we don't want to overwrite it, it will overwrite it if you don't change the file name, because this is terminal. It's just going to go boop and it'll write over it, and that other file will be gone. I'm going to use the same file name and just add _D for depth, I guess. And there we see there's the matte for the image, where black is the background and white is the foreground. So if we want to get the depth end, we just copy and paste that whole bit and then change it to the number 2 instead of the number 3. So -MPI or -MP image 2, and then if we hit enter, we'll see actually that then we have our depth layer, but it's overwritten our previous one, as I said, because I forgot to change the file name, because I'm smart. I suppose you're wondering, oh, what did the other numbers do? Well, those are empty, so they will just return a blank image if you punch in random numbers 4 and 1. It's 0 bytes, so it's nothing. So let's go ahead and output both of these with different file names. This time we'll go D for depth and M for mask. All right, so once we have both of those extracted, those two, we're ready to open these up in Photoshop and put depth on the original image. So go ahead and open all of those files in Photoshop. And then what I'm gonna do, since the two mats are actually different size, I'm gonna go ahead and resize those files into the original image size, which is 2316. And so go first to our depth pass and just go image size. And then we're gonna change that to that number, and it should be the same aspect ratio. And go ahead and select smoother gradients, because then you're gonna get less harsh edges, which aren't very good for depth maps. So then do the same for the mask, 2316, the layer number should be correct. And then go ahead and select all, copy it, and then paste it on the original image. And there, that should match up correctly. Go ahead and add a layer mask to that. So I'll click on that layer mask, then go over to your other image, select all, copy that mat, and paste it over into the layer mask. And then when you're done with the layer mask, go ahead and exit the layer mask, and you'll see that it's now cut out the thing. So you'll see the original photo in the background, which we don't want. We want that to actually be black. So we want to add a second layer and just go ahead and fill that with black. All right, then we'll want to select our depth map layer. Excuse me. Then we'll want to select our depth map layer, and then go ahead and we're going to blur that depth map layer with median. So this is going to depend on the resolution of the image coming off the iPhone, which should be similar for most things. Let's go 10 pixels and call that good. So that'll have smoothed that out a little bit. And then what we'll want to do, save the file as a PSD as it is. So we're gonna actually use this PSD. Okay, turn off your top two layers and select your background layer. Go ahead and duplicate your background layer. Make 2 copies of your background layer. You can label one left and the other one right. Don't save, because we need that depth. So go filter, distort, displace, and this is how we're gonna do the perspective shift. And we don't want anything happening on the vertical scale, so set that to 0. Repeat edge pixels should be on, and go ahead and leave stretch to fit on, even though our depth is the same size. So we're on our left image, so we'll want to change the horizontal scale to -10, and then we'll use our image PSD that we saved. See, it's still the depth map because we saved it that way. Open, and it'll do the distortion based off of that. Looks good. We're gonna go turn that off, do the right layer, same thing, filter, distort, displace. This time it's gonna be +10 to shift it for the right hand perspective, so your right eye. All right, so then we have our 2 eye views because we've displaced each thing each direction, as you can see. If we go ahead and flip them on and off, you can kind of see how that perspective shifts, and it kind of looks 3D. Now what we want to do is turn this into an anaglyph, which is a way of viewing a stereoscopic image with these guys. So it helps to wear them while you do this. And so you want to make sure you get your left and your eyes right based on the color that the left and right eye are. The layer order here doesn't matter, but the color channel selection does matter. Make sure your right eye has the green and blue, because this side is actually teal. As you can see here, it's teal. This side's red, which is the left side. So the left is just gonna have the red channel on, and the right needs the blue and green channel on. And so once you do that, you should see the 3D perspective when you're looking through your glasses. And it looks pretty good that my hand is pointing at me wherever I go. If you don't have a pair of 3D glasses, you can do this with a stereo pair and do the cross-eyed or the look-through if you've ever done Magic Eye before. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and save as, and then I'm gonna name this one Split. So then I'm gonna go ahead and change my canvas size. After I save that, I'm gonna go Image, Canvas Size, and then switch this to Pixels. Then multiply the pixel count by 2 on the width. So just go *2, and then pull the left eye to the left so it snaps to the edge, and then pull the right eye to the right so it snaps to the right edge. And then you'll have a stereo split image. Then it's easier to view it when it's not super big, because then your eyes don't have to strain to do it. So kind of scale it up and down to make it easier, and then go ahead and look close to the screen like this and then try to focus through the image plane. This probably looks ridiculous right now. So it kind of merged until you kind of see a middle image and those merge into one image. This can take some practice, so if you want to go try it with some Magic Eye or something, you might need to flex those eye muscles a little bit to do it this way. You could probably throw these in like the Google Cardboard or something like that, and then that would help you view it better. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to get notified when new videos come out. And leave a comment below if you have any questions, comments, or if you have a suggestion of what you want to see. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.